Hey everyone, Howie Fisher from Fisher's Flies. Thanks for checking in. Today I'm going to be tying up a Spanish bullet, which in this color combination is a great little winter stonefly pattern. For the hook, I'm going to be using an Arex Freshwater 555 in size 16, paired with a 3.5 millimeter tungsten bead in glossy black. And for the thread, I'm using Semperfli Nano Silk in 50 denier. This is in black. This is to keep the body on this fly as thin as possible. I've also got some .010 lead wraps jammed into the bead to keep it secure. I'm going to go ahead and get my thread started and snip with my renowned scissors. Cut Semperfli Nano Silk like butter. For the tail on this fly, I'm going to be using Whiting Coq de Leon in black. This is called a tailing pack. If you just Google Whiting tailing pack, this is what should come up. I'm going to choose about half a dozen to a dozen fibers, kind of whatever you land on. Don't need to be exact, otherwise you're going to waste your time trying to pick out exactly those numbers. I'm going to make this tail about the length of the body, and I'm just going to eyeball it because, again, you can spend all day trying to make sure it's an exact measurement. I'm going to see where it is, and if need, then I'll adjust it a little bit. I'm going to snip off the tails of the tip. For the hot spot or the butt on this, I'm using hollow tinsel in medium red. You can find this from a lot of different companies. I'm going to go ahead and tie this on just to the near side of the hook and wrap it all the way back to the tie-in point where the tail is. And I'm only going to bring my thread back about halfway up the thread or the hook, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this about 3 or 4 times. I like to wrap it further than I need, so that way I can, 1, it's secure, 2, I can always just cover it up with thread, so I never have to worry about it being too short. For the ribbing or the wire, I'm using Sabai flat wire in ultrafine silver. Really cool product, again, if you haven't checked it out. Gives a really nice segmentation without building up too much body. So I'm going to tie this in again on the near side and then just tie it back to about where I want it, again wrapping over about half of that red hot spot. Again, it doesn't matter. The hot spot I like to just be a little hot spot and the body to be mostly black. One issue you may have with using a thread like Nano Silk is it can sometimes go between the wraps of your lead wire, as you can see here, which can be kind of annoying, but pretty easy to fix if you just wrap lightly over that. So I'm going to go ahead and build up a nice little body, spin my bobbin counterclockwise to make sure that my thread is flat, and then just make sure I've got a nice smooth tapered body for my wire to wrap forward on, and also make sure all those lead wraps are covered. Just going to go ahead and bring my wire up the body as you see here, secure it, and this ultra fine is easy to just snap right off. From there I'm going to go ahead and whip finish, and that's pretty much the fly. Last part of this after snipping the thread is to cover the body in UV resin. The best resin for this really is Solarez Bone Dry, super thin, just goes right on. I like to go ahead and make sure it's covered, then use my fingers to pull off any excess. Hit it with the UV light, and the fly's done, and it's bulletproof, so tie them up, enjoy, catch some fish, let me know. Thanks.